So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing these guys. Pretty self-explanatory. 2026 Oliver and Toad, and then there's Chud Percy over here. For those who are seeing this on my channel as my first review video, I actually have another review video about the 80th motorized stuff, but I unlisted that video some time ago, and so if anyone cares to see that, yeah, just let me know. I might make it public again. Anyways, so looking at the packaging, you can see we got Trip Dog, as some may say, Percy on the cover here with the viaduct in the back. Same goes for this one over here. A lot of people say that this package design is very like less corporate than the previous metal collection package design, and honestly I'd say I don't really get corporate vibes from this. I feel like if it was corporate, it would be a plain color with a logo or some logos on it, and like a Percy or something, like very, very plain and bland. This doesn't really look that corporate, well, to me at least. But this one has a track on it, and I mean, that's mostly it for the front features. If you look at this one, basically what's replacing the old package design is this little border part here, where this part would be. It's just replaced with blue track blue. It's not really, it's pretty simplified compared to this, which has a lot of what's it called? A lot of strokes around it and borders and stuff, and also a background. So yeah, looking at the back, we can see all the copyright information, the logo up there, and then the character catalog, or what you can collect, which is pretty neat. Yeah, you could see everyone else on there. Yeah, this one we have none of that. I think that's an upgrade compared to this. The little selection, it's nice. So anyways, I'm gonna start opening these two. So I got Percy out of this box. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, same thing on Oliver and Toad. They have the selection here, which is really nice. I wonder, I don't know if the character selection here correlates with which case it's in, so you know, that would be interesting. And here's Oliver and Toad. They look pretty nice. Yeah, let's get to reviewing. So here's all the guys. I'm gonna start on Percy first. Now Percy, we're gonna focus. Keeps there. So look at Percy. He actually looks pretty good. I like his model. We actually have there's a little bit of relief for whatever that thing is, and also the toolbox that's put the wrong way. You have a water cap actually, unlike the 80th one, but the dome isn't colored for some reason. The whistle is a part of the cab, and it's also not painted. We also got handrails. These are also relief as well. They pop out a little bit. we got a tail lamp. Oh, coal bunker here too. Coal actually looks pretty good. It's a lot more textured. Yeah, overall, I think Percy is pretty great for a model. I forgot this little piston here, but very tiny. I will say though, the saddle tank is kind of fat on the sides compared to Percy's face. It just looks a little bit odd to me, and kind of, it just looks weird. I don't know if anyone else thinks that, but it looks kind of fat compared to someone like 80th Percy, where it kind of circles around the boiler rather than look like Wilbert, the austerity engine or something. Here's a look at 80th Percy. A lot of his details are painted on rather than actually molded onto the metal like 2026 Percy over here, as you can see. He's also missing his water cap, but he has a yellow dome and whistle safety valve. The coal's also not molded, just painted on part of the metal. But yeah, he also doesn't have a lamp there. Personally, I would pick the 80th Percy just because it has side rods and the boiler doesn't look too weird. I still like this Percy, but the boiler, the saddle tank, just sticking out like that kind of looks off to me, but maybe I'll get used to it. But yeah. Here we got Toad. Toad is actually one of my favorite designs for the 2026 metal collection, especially since he has all these little logos and stuff that look pretty realistic. His face kind of looks like, he kind of looks like Bulstrode, because his face is much smaller and not as wide as it used to be. Other sides pretty much the same. It just looks very realistic and detailed. There's also the windows back there. Focus. Yeah. I don't know if this is like a chimney for the people inside of Toad, I guess. Anyways, here's the Ertl model compared to 2026 Toad over here. As you can see, Ertl Toad is much longer, but he's kind of in a similar scale. Not really. Ertl Toad actually has a little bit more detailing. It has a lot more plank detailing of these triangles over here. It has some text, but it's very minimal. There's no detail inside. Yeah, he has his classic face. Also, he has steps on here, unlike the 2026 Toad, which actually lacks that. So it's kind of interesting. This one also has a little bit more detailing. Yeah, they're kind of both different in their own way. But both are pretty detailed for what they are. I didn't notice this before, but the buffers for Toad, Ertl Toad, and the 80th merchandise is actually kind of similar in scale when you look at this. Also, the width of the buffer beam for Toad is also kind of similar to the 80 diff, so you know, that's kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, Toad is a pretty good brake fan. I actually really like him for the 2026 metal collection. So Oliver, he's actually focus. His camera is not focusing. There. Oliver is actually a pretty good model. He has a lot of details on him. Mostly on the boiler. He doesn't have his whistle though, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, his shape is pretty accurate. His funnel is kind of tall. Yeah, it is pretty tall, but you know, it doesn't take away from the model itself. Anyways, pretty good model, has relief on the some handrail details, and I don't know what this is called, but yeah, also detail coil back here, and lamp. Pretty good models. I'm gonna test their compatibility with Wooden Railway. Here I got two Soda Coal Company cars, a log car, and my childhood Wooden Railway Thomas. I want to focus. Yeah, childhood Wooden Railway Thomas. Ignore that. He doesn't have a black eye. I didn't beat him up. Anyways, we're gonna go test them out. So let's get Oliver over here. Okay. Scale wise, I think the wagons do fairly well with scale. Well, these ones do. I think the troublesome trucks, if you have Wooden Railway troublesome trucks, I feel like they're this times 2, so they would slightly tower Oliver by his bunker or cab, so they might be really tall compared to these. Yeah, they definitely might be taller than Toad or something, but they don't look too bad. Also, the connection's pretty strong. That's good. That's nice. Like, see me trying to pull it. It's actually fairly strong. I don't know if that's okay. No, maybe that is these models. Yeah, I don't know if it was those 2003 Wooden Railway cars, or if it's the 2026 stuff with strong magnetic couplings. But yeah, those are actually pretty good magnetic couplings. So yeah. So it looks pretty nice with these. I think I'll remove these loads. They look kind of weird with Toad being so short like that. I think that looks a little bit more better. Yeah, pretty good coupler connection. So you know, I think it's suited okay for Wooden Railway items. Now let's get to the scale of engines and stuff using the Thomas there. So Thomas, compared to Oliver down here, he's actually, yeah, he's much larger than this Oliver. So scaling with engines in Wooden Railway is not gonna be the best part of these. Because yeah, Oliver's as tall as Thomas's side tanks, or whatever they're called, his tanks. water tanks. So if you put these together, they're gonna be pretty unproportional. Two different scales. Metal Collection 2026 is kind of its own thing. Although I will say, Percy doesn't look too bad next to this Wooden Railway Thomas. Actually, he looks okay. He's not that short. I know he's not that short compared to Thomas, but you know, it doesn't look too bad. Actually, no, never mind. It's still pretty noticeable. Yeah, Wooden Railway is a much larger scale than 2026 Metal Collection, but flat cars, they'll do pretty well with these. Here's a look at the Diamond Crossing, the 6-way crossing from the older Trackmaster Builder Buckets. I think Percy, I think the 2026 engines will do okay on this. Obviously has the same curve radiuses. But yeah, it does just fine on it without any issue. Of course the straight section's gonna do well. Yeah, you can see the close wheels there, the close axles there. How close it is to the, yeah. So it's pretty tight around that. You know, still goes through okay though. And the other side is probably going to be the same as well. Yeah, so shows that these are still compatible with the previous ranges, despite the track change happening this year. So yeah, these 2026 models are pretty good models. They have a lot of detail on them and look pretty accurate to their show representations. And they are also compatible with lots of previous sets and ranges, as far as I know. I highly recommend getting Oliver and Toad. They're pretty realistic, and I highly recommend getting a 2026 Percy if you like detailed, you would like a detailed model of Percy in your collection. But yeah, that's gonna be my review of Oliver and Toad and Trip Dog, Chud, Percy for the 2026 Metal Collection. I don't know if I'll do any reviews on like the 2026 motorized stuff whenever I get it in my area, but if you guys want to see that, yeah, let me know. That's the end of the video, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. Anyways,
Trick Dog.